Yeah, put where you're from so we can know. Great morning. Man, just got done with the gym. Finally getting over this cold and sickness that the homie gave to me. It's all right, though. We still living. And it's a new week, you guys. It's Martin Luther King Day. It's a day where maybe you guys have off or maybe you do Herbalife and it's like every other day where you just live life to the fullest. So I'm excited for you guys. And we're going to be listening today to somebody that has a similar, kind of energy and style to Martin Luther King. His name is Bishop T.D. Jakes, one of the great speakers of our generation. And today he's going to be talking about soaring, talking about going to the next level, talk about what it's going to take for you to elevate, Because if you think about it, when you go up a level, you can't take everything with you. Why? Gravity. You got to be lighter, right? That's why birds are so light. That's why, the plane you can't take over 50 pounds in your bag or they charge you like $100. Why? They don't want all that weight. So we're going to be talking about that today. Make sure you get your notebook out, take some notes. We're going to have some live shares. And whether you're watching this live or you're watching a recording, know that you absorbing always gets better when you pay it forward. We were at an Herbalife leadership event in Orlando this week. And one of the things that really blew my mind, it was our CEO, Rich Gudas, and he said, in AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, there's 12 steps to recovery. And they said, unless you complete step 12, you are never completely done with your recovery and you can relapse. He said, well, you know what? I'm gonna just go to step 12. Step 12 is you got to help somebody else do it. And I was blown away because the way we are in Herbalife, if you're a distributor and a team member, or maybe you're a client, you got to understand that why would Herbalife be around for 38 years? Number one nutrition company, started from a trunk, from a 9th grade education gentleman, Mark Hughes. Why? Because of our culture of helping other people, paying it forward, it not stopping with you, it not being all about you. You guys, Triple M started because we didn't just say, hey, we can watch this on our own, which we could do, which we usually do on other days. They say, hey, let's share it, let's pay it forward. So I'm going to encourage you, challenge you, and really empower you to not take this information for yourself when you're taking notes. Not take this information when you're wanting to share it in your own mind. Share it with somebody else because that's the next level of your journey. So I'm so excited about that. That was mind-blowing when our CEO, Rich Gudas, said that. So what's up, Spain, NorCal, Los Angeles, Dallas? Man, we're here in Miami. We got everybody here. We got the girls here. They're from Arizona and Miami, so we got that. We're from LA and Miami, so we got that. So we're international. So without further ado, let's listen to my man T.D. Jakes talking about soaring. Get your notes ready. Triple M. Let's get
it. For this age in my life, what could I do with what I've left? Your miracle is never in what you lost. It is always in what you have left. If you're down a handful of meal, that's all you need. If you're down to 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread, that's all you need. And so when you start looking at what you have left, stop grieving over what you lost. Mm-hmm. Because if you needed it, you wouldn't have lost it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It might only be a pot of oil, but if it's left, the miracle's always in what's left. So what can you imagine with that? That woman, that pot of oil would have never done anything if you didn't pour it. It would pour as long as there was capacity to receive. Yeah. So when you start talking about being strategic, and this is going to help you a whole lot. For me, once I envision where I'm going, then I can tell what I don't need.
Let's talk about that.
You see, if I packed to go on this trip based on where I was going, I checked the weather. I looked at the places I was going to speak. And everything that I thought I would need for where I was going, I put in the bag. And anything, I didn't pack no swimming trunks because I figured I wasn't going to need them. Why do I load down my bag with things I don't need? Okay? I want to circumspectly, with great precision, tailor my life down to the things that are necessary to get me where I'm trying to go. Stephen Mansfield, who is the CEO of Southern Methodist Hospitals, this chain of hospitals throughout Texas, a multi-billion-dollar corporation. Healthcare is a business. He also was the former president of the Dallas Regional Chamber of Commerce, and as he moved out of office, I was there. Incidentally, I am the first clergy to ever be on the executive board of the Dallas Chamber of Commerce. And there I am on the executive board. They control all the wealth that comes in and out of our city and all the planning and all the preparations to be able to move the city of Dallas forward. And there I am in a room full of CEOs and executives, and I'm listening at them talk, and I'm staring. I'm staring. I can tell a great preacher sitting in a crowd by how he stares while I'm preaching. It's all in the stare, brother. I'm staring, and Stephen says something. He said, all of us CEOs know it is not where we're trying to go that is the problem. You can get great consensus from all of your staff on the goal. And we spend all of our time talking about the goal of where we're trying to go. He said, but all of you CEOs know that's not the problem. It is not where we're trying to go that is the problem. It is what are you willing to leave behind to get there. When he said that, I ripped out my phone like I had to call somebody. I had both thumbs. I very seldom use both thumbs. I had both thumbs. I was just a pecket at a pecket at a pecket. It's what are you willing to leave behind? If you're going to soar, if you're going to soar, you have to break a law to soar. The law is the law of gravity. The Wright brothers had to figure this out, that every time they tried to go up, Isaac Newton was right, something kept pulling them down. There are people in this room that every time they go after their dream, something keeps pulling them down. They want to open up a not-for-profit. They want to open up a healthcare. They want to open up a home for unwed mothers. There's some lovely, good things. It's not about being rich. It's about purpose that they're trying to do, but every time they try to do it, that something keeps pulling them down. There is a law that always wants to pull you down to where you came from.
Yeah.
You came from the dirt, and where you came from will always call you back. You have to escape the gravitational pull of where you came from. And in order to do that, you have to break through into a higher law. The higher law is the law of aerodynamics. But you have to break into it. And what I need the force for it, the reason I need the runway to get my engines ramped up is because when I come up against it, and this is where young people make a mistake, they underestimate the pull to fall backwards. They saw planes take off and they said, I can do that, but they underestimate how much force it takes to break through the gravitational pull that brings you back down. So when they fall back down, they give up on themselves and they stop believing in themselves. Whereas if you would just go faster at it and go harder at it, you would break through the law of gravity. Oh, hallelujah.
Wow.
You know? Everybody has something that's trying to pull you back to where you came from.
Yeah.
And so when the Wright brothers built the plane, and the book is built around the Wright brothers, when the Wright brothers built the plane, they built it in Dayton, Ohio. And they built it in a...
Dayton! Dayton!
There's 3 old ladies over the corner there from Dayton.
They're so happy.
I'm teasing, I can't even see. But they were in Dayton, Ohio. And they figured out, they built the first plane in a bicycle shop. They couldn't say to themselves, well, when I get what I need, I'm going to build a plane. We don't have a manufacturer. We don't have any backing. We don't have any money. And by the way, we don't even have a degree. But none of that stopped them from building. I wrote this book to people who don't have what they need. Okay? I didn't really write the book to big-time entrepreneurs. Because all of those books you're talking about, they got them. I wrote this book to people with big dreams and little resources. I wanted you to build your plane from a bicycle shop. And then they got it all built up and dated, and then they figured out something. And I can cite, I do in the book, I cite examples of things that I did that succeeded or failed off of this next thing. They said, we have to move to Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. There were 2 reasons. If it came back down, it would fall in the brush and the landing would be better. And the second reason was the wind was right. There are times you can do the right thing in the wrong wind. Okay? Some of the things I tried didn't work because I didn't study the trend. I studied the plane, but I didn't study the trend and the wind that's necessary. Success has a lot to do with wind. If Colonel Sanders came along today and started KFC today, he'd go broke. Because today we're all worried about, carbs and fat grams and all this stuff. I'm a vegetarian, all of this stuff. We're reading the labels and all of that stuff. But he started his business at a time that women had just gone to work and families were used to home-cooked meals. His business solved a problem. The stats say that people who go into business because they want money are apt to go out of business 80% of the time. People who go into business who are successful don't go into business based on their need, they go into business based on their customers' need. If your business or church or ministry solves a problem, it requires less marketing. You don't have to talk me into wanting something I need. But when I don't need it, you got to spend a whole lot of money talking me into something. So you want your business to be a solution. In fact, you want your life to be a solution. Nobody sends for a problem, they only send for an answer. If you're feeling lonely and you're feeling rejected, figure out how you can be an answer to somebody's problem and they'll always invite you. Because people invite answers, they repel problems. So when you come in the room giving problems, it is the most unsexy thing you can ever do in the world.
It's true.
Somebody far less cute can get much further than you because they don't moan and groan and complain. Really, when people ask you how you're doing, they don't really want an answer. We're not serious. Don't sit down there, well, I'm doing fairly well, but my knee is hurting and my back has been hurting from time to time. And when it rains, my eye starts twitching. I got a little pain going on right here. It's driving me absolutely crazy. And I just don't know what in the world I'm going to do because I got a thumbnail growing over here. It's just hurting. That's why I didn't wear the shoes I want to wear with this stretch. Because, get out of here, get out of here, crazy.
Bring solutions.
Bring solutions.
Bring solutions.
Bring solutions as a person. Bring solutions as a business. Bring solutions as a ministry. And you will always soar.
When's the first time you saw yourself as a solution?
I wrote Woman Thou Art Loose, and I didn't even know how to write a book.
Really?
No, I didn't know nothing about writing a book. I didn't know a thing about
How old were you?
In my 20s, somewhere in my 20s, late 20s. I wrote the book in a PC study Bible notepad because I didn't know what a word processor was. So there was a friend of mine named Pastor Clifford Frazier. We were just getting into computers and stuff, us old guys. We was getting 28 old guys. We were just getting into it. And he said, why did you write all of this in a notepad? He said, it'd be so much better if you wrote it in a word processor. I said, what's that? I had written almost the whole book in the notepad of a PC study Bible. So it wasn't that I was proficient. It was that I had heard the cry of women who were hurting, sexually and emotionally abused, who were hidden in our churches at that time, and the church was ran by men who were deaf to the cry of the women. And when I heard their cry, I thought that there were biblical solutions to sociological and emotional issues. And so I started trying to get an answer out. And when I started teaching it, it was a Sunday school class. And more women came, and more women came. I didn't know it was going to be a movement. I didn't know it was going to be a book. I did it first as a Sunday school class, and then I called Archie Dennis, and I told Archie, I'm teaching this class, and people are going crazy over it. I mean, my church is packed out. It's got like maybe 150 people. 150 people meant some people were outside. That's my bicycle shop. Never laugh at my bicycle shop. Despise not the day of small beginnings. Great things come out of small places. Woman Thou Art Loose came out of that bicycle shop, okay? So I told Archie about it. Archie said, you should bring it to Pittsburgh. You know, he had this big rich voice. Archie used to sing for Billy Graham and Morris Cerullo and all those people. Oh, this big melodious voice, bring it to Pittsburgh. And so he announced that I was going to bring it to Pittsburgh. No, he said, I'm going to have you in Pittsburgh. And he says, what do you call it? And I thought, I don't know. I'm on the phone with him. This is exactly the way it happened. I said, I don't know. I guess I'll call it Woman Heart Loose. That's what the Bible said. I'll call it Woman Heart Loose. He said, okay. So he announced that I was going to teach Woman Heart Loose.
Like that.
And so many women came, they had to move it out of the church into the hotel. Wow. So I took the CDs from the Sunday school class and put it with they were cassettes at the time, and put it with the cassettes, that's how old I am, and put it with the cassettes from Pittsburgh, and I had a 2-tape series. This is the truth. This is how it happened. When I got ready to do the book, I couldn't find a publisher that would do it. I finally found a publisher that would take my tapes and transcribe it into a book. But when I saw what they did with my answer, I got mad because it wasn't in my spirit. They were saying what women ought to do is such and such, what women ought to do. That was not my spirit. So out of desperation to protect the integrity of my spirit, I started pecking. And pecking and pecking and pecking. And nobody would publish what I was pecking. So I told my wife, see, I'm talking about things that would stop you. Okay, nobody wants to publish it. The first person who did it wrong. And now I've got all of this stuff crammed in the Species Study Bible. And now I'm trying to pull it out and put it in a word machine. And I told my wife, I said, nobody wants to publish it. And if I publish it myself, they want $15,000. Wow. $15,000 was all the money I had in the world. We were saving that money to get our first house. We didn't even own our house. And I was trying to get us a house. And I said, Sarita, I want to publish this book. And it's going to mean that I have to drain our savings to do it. She said, that's okay. Wow. And so she agreed, and we took the $15,000 and we published the book. And we got 5,000 copies. And I sold out in 2 weeks. So watch this. I didn't go out and buy me a suit, though I needed one. The lining had come out of my suit because she was washing it in the washing machine because we couldn't afford to go to the cleaners. So I didn't buy me a suit with it. I took the money and put it back in the business and published another 5,000. I had no idea that book would end up selling over 5 million copies.
Wow, my man, if you didn't get goosebumps, I don't know what to tell you. Man, that was powerful. Okay, let's get some takeaways. For me, my biggest takeaway, I'll give you 2, was number 1, it's not where you're trying to go always. It's what are you willing to leave behind? And for me, that just struck a chord with me just because of, a different paths in my life. When I went from high school to college, I couldn't take everybody with me. When I went from college to grad school, I couldn't take everybody with me. When I went from grad school to my career as a physical therapist, I couldn't take everybody with me. When I went from physical therapy to Herbalife as a distributor and decided to do this as a serious business, I couldn't take everybody with me. Even inside of Herbalife as a distributor and as a business owner, when I decided to up my standards for myself and everybody I was going to work with, I couldn't take everybody with me. And there was a part of me that wanted to be Mr. Nice Guy and wanted to be liked by everybody and didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings because I don't want to see anybody hurt. But I also started to see that me lowering my standards and not being the best I can be and not demanding what I give to others be returned in equal, I saw it started to hurt me and it started to hurt other people because I saw what low standards did to people around me. I saw the low standards have people living where they didn't want to live. I saw people with low standards not get into the schools they want. I saw people with low standards not be able to live the lifestyle they want. I saw people with low standards have family go through issues and not be able to help them. I saw people with low standards not be able to get the medical care they wanted. I saw people with low standards when we wanted to do something, they had to stay home. I saw these things. I started to say low standards doesn't help anybody. If I'm lowering my standards because I don't want to make somebody feel bad and I want to be Mr. Nice Guy, but then everybody feels bad anyway because life doesn't care about what you want. It cares about what you do. So life is going to teach them the lesson. And so now I'm feeling bad because I lowered my own standards, so I'm getting a lesson too. They're feeling bad because life is teaching them the lesson, and now we all in a worse position. So I said, what does it benefit them, me, or anybody if I lower my standards? And I said, no, not anymore. And when you go to another level, think about anything. Think about the hill you hike on. Does everybody go to the top? Some people loop around the bottom. Some people come to the parking lot. They want to hang out. Some people don't get it to the top. Is there the same amount of people that make it to the top of the mountain as make it to the, start? When you start a marathon or a half marathon, does everybody make it to the finish line? No, they don't. I did a 50-mile bike ride in Rosarito. So many people started. I saw so many people getting taken back on trucks. They say, hey, this isn't for me. Hey, I'm not going to make the time. Hey, this is too tough. Would it benefit me to say, you know what? Oh, man, yeah, it's too tough. Let's go back together. Now you got two people not making it. So it never benefits anybody when we lower our standards. And there's some people that don't want to commit to the standards at this point in time. It's no problem. They're not good or bad. They're just not ready to do it right now. That's their prerogative. But you're going to have to leave some people behind. Not in a I don't love you way as a human being, but in a my standards are here, your standards are there. Then on these certain things, we can't align on these things. There's going to be some people that when you say, yo, I'm going to the gym, it's Monday, and they're like, no, I'm going to Ben & Jerry's today. What, are you going to go to Ben & Jerry's with them just because they don't want to go to the gym? Then you guys are both not feeling good? That doesn't benefit anybody. But on the other side of that, this is what I've seen. If you raise your standards and go to the next level, and even though people might not go with you right now, your example of what's possible at the next level, when you elevate yourself, when you show what's possible, when you show the benefits of the next level, you will have some people step up later that see the benefits. That if you never stepped up, would have never stepped up. So if you really want to help people, the best thing you can be is an example. Think about the saying, how can you help the poor if you're one of them? You can't. You can make it. You can be an example, and you can help those who are ready, right? So that was so powerful for me. I'm only going to give one takeaway so I don't take all the time. You guys want to give a takeaway?
I got the video over here, the audio right there. Can you guys hear me okay? Yep, awesome. So mine was really in alignment with what you just shared. And just when he mentioned the beginning, when you know where you're going, then you know what you need to take. And just know that every single time for me, like it's always been different. Like he mentioned, the different stages of life, the involvement of like school and then work and then all these things and now Herbalife. That's one of the things that really resonated with me as well, just because like Aubrey mentioned, I always wanted to be that nice person. Like, oh, I don't want to leave my friends behind, but my friends and we've been, we were down, they were always there for me and all this other stuff. But I saw that it wasn't helping my friends, the circle of my friends, by me being that person that didn't set priorities, that didn't have my stuff together. I wasn't helping them. And now through the process of me being in, now 3 years of this transformation that I call a whole life transformation, I see that my friends are noticing the difference, the progress that I've made in my life. And something that I say very, very often is, progress is intentional, change is inevitable. Everybody changes, but is it for the better? And that's one of the things that you brought up. And then another thing that I want to bring up is just bringing solutions to the table. Not being the person that your business is a solution. For us, Herbalife, it's a solution. It's a solution for what the world obesity is major, especially in our country. So I feel that our business brings a solution, but as a person, it's not just about Herbalife and the products. Who are you being, especially for those people that are on the team as distributors, And as coaches, it's like, are you bringing the solution, or are you coming to your clients with your problems? I mean, yeah, you got the solution of the canister with the good Formula 1 that's only, limited calories, but are you being the solution as an individual to their lives? Or are you giving them problems? Or who are you being? How are you showing up at work? How are you showing up in life in general? And those are my takeaways.
Papa, Myra, you want to share?
Basically, I mean, those were part of my big takeaways as well, but I'm just going to say, once you find your location where you want to go, just don't pack the unnecessary stuff. And I feel like that's one of my, things that I lack sometimes, that I feel like I want to make sure everybody's included, but not everybody has the same dreams and goals, and you just have to, unfortunately, let them behind and then just pursue what your goals are and what your happiness is.
Yeah, can't pack everything. You guys, I don't know about y'all, but they tried to charge me $100 on the plane one time. I said, bro, hold up. Let me take a few things out. I ain't backing everything. So let's get a couple more shares. Give me a thumbs up or a smile if you're excited to share live. I see so many people that are from around the world. You guys, we have United Kingdom on. We got Spain on. I love it. Thumbs up or smile. Canada on. Thumbs up or smile if you're excited to share a nugget live. Justin, United Kingdom, what you got, man? Give us a nugget.
Hey, what's going on? I think that one of my major takeaways, along with what you guys said, was just building an airplane in a bicycle shop. You know what I mean? I thought that was powerful. Like, not waiting until you get to the place that you ideally would like to be, but running with the vision where you are. You know what I mean? If it's at the house, at a home gym, you don't have to wait until you get a gym membership to start working on your health or whatever. It's a business, start talking to people, building a business plan. So just building that airplane in a bicycle shop. I love that idea. So that's my takeaway.
Yeah, that was powerful, man. He said so many good things come from small starts. Like, if you guys haven't seen that image, like the start of Amazon, the start of Apple, the start of so many companies that are humongous now, but started in a garage. Like, don't overestimate or underestimate your starting position. And that's with your health. That's in your Herbalife business. That's in any entrepreneurship endeavor. I love that. All right, we got time for one more. Give me a thumbs up or a smile if you're excited to share. I'm loving we had United Kingdom in here. Let's go. I'm loving it. I love all these shares. Let's get it. Let's get Preston. What you got here?
Yo. So I really loved how he said that there's a gravitational pull that pulls you down back to where you started from the dirt, because we all started from there. Depending on our circumstances and where we came from, what's familiar and comfortable is what we naturally gravitate back towards. And he said that we have to escape that gravitational pull to ascend higher. And that's probably the most true thing when it comes to anything in life, especially in this business, getting new health results, helping your clients, everything really. If you're a health coach as well, it requires you to separate yourself. It requires you to break past your normal habits and the stuff that you've always done. So that was really powerful to me. I took note of.
Let's get it, man. Fired up. I'm seeing the results in your chin swag, man. Your face is looking chiseled, bro. On that Herbalife works, man. You guys, if you guys didn't know, Preston's down like 90 pounds on his Herbalife nutrition program from Northern California. The products work, you guys. Amazing. You guys, remember, step 12, you're not complete until you help somebody else. Do not leave this information with you today. We had a packed live webinar today. Pay it forward. Send the recording to your people. Post a flyer about your biggest takeaway. Invite to next Monday. Everything to pay it forward, you guys. Have an epic Martin Luther King Monday. I'm going to take everybody off mute. Let's get some energy. Let's go.
Monday.